this show is very explicit. So if you're under the age of, I guess 13 really in America, or 12 in some countries, and I will actually really, if you're under the age of 18, you probably still should not listen to this show. But legally, it's fine. Also, do share this show, and try to share it with a mature audience. Thank you.
All right. Welcome to Kapahuna Global Podcast. Your host Sean here. Today I'd like to speak about being the miracle. It's a term I like to use. You see, whenever we're in a situation of person versus person, or argument, or blame, spite, hatred, either from us or towards us, it's always it's a cycle, eye for an eye, So when I talk about being the miracle, I refer to that as in, it would take a miracle for one of the people to humble themselves. It's always a downward spiral when it comes to a thing like blame, spite, eye for an eye. An eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind, right? But ain't that the truth? So the miracle here, in these senses, is to forgive, or to silence the ego, and to be understanding. Very hard thing. Very, very, very hard thing to do, especially in the moment. So in the moment, we're caught up in our emotions, in our psychological values, the meanings that we've applied to them. It's too easy to forget that we create those meanings. We have created those meanings and accepted those meanings from our lives. Sure, they make a lot of sense to us, right? Our values are based on our experiences. And it becomes ironic, because as we hold on to those values, as we hold on to our values and our egos, well, that's the same as making a statement saying, I know the world as it is, and I know all that is. What is that old Buddhist statement? You can't fill a cup that's already full. First you have to empty your cup. To empty the cup is to be humble. That's why we meditate. There's a balance that needs to be done here. Because at the one level, you have to be practical in life. You do need values. You do need wisdom from your experience. But to argue those things over another person's values or another person's experience is to say that you've gone through their experience in their life, which is a lot. We might be able to relate to one another in our lives and in our experiences, but we cannot say that we truly understand. So to be the miracle is to say, I am but one eyeball, and in order to see depth, you need two. So when two people come together, have a debate or an argument, it can be easily settled by both sides realizing that, hey, maybe both sides are correct. Maybe the communication is wrong. Maybe that's what it's about, the communication. And from there, you can reach an agreement to say, hey, if both sides have faith that the other is seeing the correct thing, then they can communicate and aim towards a higher understanding between each other. Of course, this takes forgiveness, not blaming. It's really easy to get caught up in an argument, It's really easy to get caught up in emotions, and it's easy to have spite or hate or want to take vengeance. It's hard to forgive. It's hard to love while you're being blamed. It's hard to love while you're being persecuted. I think that the New Testament, now I'm not religious, but hey, even if the New Testament was a comic book, I'd say it pretty much shows some valuable information there. Some nuggets of wisdom. Because let's say if it was a comic book, it's still true that there you have a character, this Jesus Christ, who forgave and loved while being persecuted. That's a miracle. Out of all the miracles that he ever did, he ended it with the most amazing miracle of all. And you see, that's the thing that all of us can do. Maybe we don't all know how to turn water into wine. Maybe we don't all know how to walk on water. But within us lies the capacity for forgiveness. And in there we have no excuse. Of course we give every single excuse that we can, right? That way we don't have to just love. That way we don't have to just forgive. We make up all these excuses. But it cannot be denied that if all of us had that will, that strength, that courage to forgive and love in anything, the world would be a better place. I like to say that this is an act of free will. Because, when we're in that blame game scenario and always judging or looking onto the past, then we're caught. We're caught in a mechanic structure. It's very much an old ancient philosophy debate. They called it free will versus determinism. Do we have free will, or is everything determined by prior actions and by our experiences in life? It's always an unsettled issue. It seems to be a very strong theme in the arguments between science and spirituality. But if you practice it, you find that you can be that miracle, that you can provide that miracle for others, and you can teach that miracle. So what is it? What do you choose? When you're in that hard moment, that seems like it's some kind of karmic cycle in your life, do you choose the same? To cycle the same? Or do you choose to be the miracle? Be the miracle and forgive. Love anyways. Kill him with kindness, as my dad likes to say. Well, I go about having faith What do I mean by that? I mean faith in humanity, faith in you, each individual, all of us, that we can learn and we can act and we can be the miracle. Once again, here, this is your host, Sean. Over and out.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive #1, #2 employee. Leave a message at the... Hey, Jamie, it's me, Jamie. This is your daily pep talk. I know it's been rough going ever since people found out about your a cappella group, Mad Harmony, but you will bounce back. I mean, you're the guy always helping people find coverage options with the Name Your Price tool. It should be you giving me the pep talk. Now get out there, hit that high note, and take Mad Harmony all the way to nationals this year! Sorry, it's pitchy.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.